This
game, it's like, it tries to, like, I try to enjoy it, and then it's just like there's 100 little niggling things, like prodding me in the back of the head.
Yes, that's exactly it. That is exactly what this game is. By the way, NPCs keep talking your ear off every time you respond.
God, that pissed me off so much.
That is so fucking terrible.
At least the 1-ups respawn. I will give them the credit for that. With all the bottomless pits, there are plenty of 1-ups, and they all respawn when you die. So that's nice.
Yeah.
Like, you've got 30 lives. When I played through Flame, I was game overing on, like, almost every level because I was so low on lives.
Season of Flame was the one I grew up with, along with the original trilogy. And that game, I think, fixes almost every problem that this game has. I mean, it still has a lot of the issues inherent with the isometric design, but I think it has a lot of, like, little fixes that really improves the quality of life.
I'm gonna say yes and no on that one. Here's the thing. It does fix a lot of the problem. The level design, it's all structured much better so that the levels aren't a pain in the ass to go through. The maps are added. That was a good addition. Flammable objects and such don't reset when you die, only when you game over. But then there are still, like, baffling changes that weren't made, such as keys for the treasure chests. They still reset when you die, which, like, it's a smaller thing, but still kind of annoying. Did that happen in 3 or 1?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I guess.
Yes, I'm pretty sure 3 if you die. Actually, I can't remember.
And there are certain
that is
things
something
that
I wanted
will
to mention
reset.
real quick, is that in the first half of this game, the chests are reliably at the start of the level.
Yeah, that was another thing I noticed. And they started randomly placing them, like, halfway through.
Yeah. Like, so this level and Star Park specifically come to mind as being levels where, like, the chests are just placed in some random fuck off location, and so are the actual and found fairy a bunch of gems down here because fuck this level. Yeah, what a helpful dragon! So we got all the fairies. Now we just need to go get the last.
What a helpful dragon!
And then I died. And so I need to go find the key, which is in some random fuck off location. This giant maze level, and I need to go find the chest, which is in some random location.
Yeah. So just imagine the scene, like, okay, you're tied up, and then somebody comes in and saves you, and then they're like, oh, thank you for saving me, and then they just jump out the window and, like, die. That's pretty much what happened to Spyro there. Like, I'd be sitting there like...
Yeah, that fairy must be so good. I guess I didn't kill... Oh yeah, that's right. The main mission in this level isn't killing the Rhinox. It's reactivating those bulbs.
That's the other thing I forgot. Killing all the Rhinox is the most annoying thing, because you always get teleported away, sometimes before you even pick up their gem. And it's like 3 different things you have to keep track of. What am I going to get teleported away from?
Yeah.
It's such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's like TGX said. As much as... I mean, like, ahbeef obviously can't relate to this as much, but personally, I want to enjoy this game much more than I do. But then I run into shit like that.
Oh, no, trust me, I would have loved to have enjoyed this game. I just didn't.
Yeah, and I don't blame you. And the thing is that out of the 3 of us, I probably like this game the most. Like I said, I would rate it like a 6, which is not good, but it's almost good, you know?
Yeah.
And it really does come down to those 3 or 4 things.
Decent. But no, I just didn't enjoy my time with this game at all.
I would say it's on the lower tier of Spyro games, but not quite at the bottom. But then again, the bottom for me are probably much different than you guys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, both me and TGX have some fondness. Thank you for all your help. I can't find Senator Ricci anywhere, and he has all the snow cones for the fairy festival. Please help me find him.
Sorry, Spyro was moonwalking while you were talking.
Was that like a Dracula voice? What was that?
I was trying to do the guys from Sunny Via.
Yeah,
but I got kind of caught off guard.
Yeah, a little bit too low.
Whoa!
What the hell was that?
What the hell?
Yeah, I got pushed around by those Rhinox, which are reused from a level, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that was another thing with Flame I didn't like. They reused, at least not like enemy sprites, but like enemy behaviors way too much in that game.
Oh my god, those
like
fucking
even more
mortars.
than this game. Oh god, the mystery jars too.
Fuck those. Yeah, fuck mystery jars and fuck the guys who could shoot at you from a distance.
Yeah, fuck this game, honestly.
I would say mortars, but he's launching fireworks, so...
Yeah. Well, there's a version of the enemies that do shoot mortars in Hummingbird Fort.
Right.
Yeah, I was not happy to see that enemy come back in this level.
Yeah. And it's just like, I can't even see the guy who's shooting at me. It's like, how am I supposed to know?
Yeah, that's actually another thing. Like,
that happened to me a lot. Like, I actually died and had to reset almost everything in this level because of that.
It's like, yeah, enemies will hit you before you can actually see them properly, and so it's like, you will die, but not because of yourself, but because of how the game is structured. That just... that was especially egregious. I think in the first level where those guys were throwing the boulders at you, it's like, I could barely see them, and already they were throwing fucking boulders.
There's a thief out there, Spyro, and he stole the trophy for the best float at the fairy festival.
That was pretty
Would you see if you could get it back for me? Between you and me, I hope the little mermaid with her sandcastle wins.
Was that supposed to be a reference to the level that had sandcastles in it?
Yeah, I think so.
Interesting.
Oh, and the thieves in this game were so hard.
This level was such a pain in the ass because of those things that you flame.
Yeah.
I had so much trouble. I died 7 times doing this.
This level, I think that this level's better than the other two in this world. But
yeah, because it's
not by much.
Horribly structured.
It's not. There's not as much floaty, teeny tiny platform bullshit going on in this level.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes it a little bit more enjoyable to play, but at the same time, the confusing structure carries over, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like, God, why wasn't there a map in the North American version?
That's the thing.
I think the best level in the game is probably Lava Prairie, just because it's not complete AIDS.
Yeah, I think...
Probably Market Mesa for me.
Market Mesa as well. That was a pretty solid level.
It's like in the old games, it's like the level design was actually pretty elegant. It was structured in such a way to be to have maximum or to be intuitive. But the best way I can describe the level design in this game is
yeah. Really, the biggest complaint I have with this game and its level design structure is that it feels more like it doesn't even feel like a Spyro game. Outside of the controls, this level structure is not something that was seen in any Spyro game before it. So I don't know where they got the idea that this is what a Spyro game plays like, but it's not at all.
Yeah.
It's not just that it's bad, it's not even
if this was a fully 3D game, if you took this if you took this exact same level design and recreated it in the Spyro 3 engine or whatever, it would probably play a lot better because you can see things from a distance and it's not locked to an overhead camera angle. That's the problem here, is that the level design in this game is confusing because you can only see what the camera's focusing on. And it's not like a 3D game where it's over the shoulder and you can see far away and see, oh, there's a gem all the way over there. Let me go grab it.
Yeah, that's the thing I was thinking about. It's one of the essences of Spyro that makes it work is environmental awareness. It's that's why they designed it in such a way to have the level of detail. What's that called again?
Level of depth. MIP mapping.
Because then you can see the entire level and you can look off in the distance and see, okay, there's a little twinkle over there, I have to go there. That's part of what made it such a great those games such great collectathons, whereas this, you just don't have the environmental awareness you need.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
So...
And it would definitely help if you had a map to show you where to go. But, who needs that in this open-ended, top-down, isometric collectathon,
There needs to be...
even Spyro 2 had a map, didn't it?
Yep. Yes,
yeah,
it did.
What the hell?
I mean, because of how good the environmental design was in Spyro 2, you never even needed the map.
I didn't even know it had one until, a year ago.
I think the thing about, Season of Flame and Attack of the Rhinox, it felt like they more programmed these games in accordance to the limitations of an isometric perspective, whereas this game feels like the original games as is, without anything to actually translate it into an isometric viewpoint properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I don't know if an isometric collect-a-thon is really the way to go.
Well, yeah, I'll challenge that in saying that I played Season of Flame again recently, kind of alongside ahbeef, because he was like, this game, Sheila fucking sucks, lol. Because that's what ahbeef's DMs look like, by the way. So I was like, really? So I played Season of Flame again, and I still love it. I think it's one of the best Spyro games. Up there with the original trilogy for sure. And part of the reason for that is when I play that game, and it really does come down to level design, I think, is that I'm playing the levels in that game.
I think I'd rather play it than most...
Spyro, it's good to see you. The snow cone delivery for the fairy festival is all messed up. I don't know what this frozen thing is, but it certainly isn't a cherry berry snow cone.
Ew.
I think I'd rather play Flame more than most Spyro games outside of the original trilogy.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, maybe I'm just not a huge Spyro guy outside of the original trilogy. I didn't really find... Yeah, like, no, don't get me wrong. Flame is a good game. It's well designed and it's fun. But god, that game got, like, really frustrating towards the end for me. And maybe it's because it's like a first playthrough case where I just didn't really get all that lucky. And had an unfortunately bad playthrough.
Ran into some unfortunate glitches in his playthrough.
Like pretty interesting game crash on one of the Agent 9 stages.
Well, I'm a little bit of a weird fan in the sense that I don't really hate any Spyro game, although I haven't played Spyro Orange lately. And if you're doing a playthrough, if you're going through a playthrough of that, I would love to be on that because oh god, that would be so fun to bash. But yeah, like I don't even hate. Like I know a lot of people are very conflicted on the Legend trilogy, but I think
bad decision there, Exo. Should have got the fairy first.
Thanks for
finding me. I find some appeal into it, or find some appeal in it. I just don't consider it a traditional game. But yeah, I think there's no perfect game either, and this is certainly on the lower end.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah.
I think I'd honestly rather play Enter the Dragonfly than this, and
Well, so would I.
Well, yeah, I'm not really as big of a fan as you are, Exo, of Enter the Dragonfly. That is. I think I might even rather play Hero's Tale, but I'd have to actually play it to really know. This chest fucked me over when I played this stage. I landed on top
really
of it
bad placement.
And died. They like pushed me into the water and killed me. I was really
what were they thinking? Spyro, you're just the dragon I was hoping to see. It's time to get the fairy festival started, but Citizen Paddy, our master of ceremonies, has gotten himself locked in that mysterious vase. Could you see if you can catch the vase and free Citizen Paddy?
Citizen Paddy.
There wasn't a question mark at the end of that.
And now,
it was a question.
I hope you know where that is, everybody. Otherwise, you're not finding it
Citizen
easily.
Yeah, I hope you have
like
a map.
Citizen Wiener.
Oh, wait.
Oh, fuck!
I don't know where that came from.
Oh, God, this...
More like Citizen Crappy.
Oh, my fucking God. No, and it's like... It's kind of weird that I was so desperate to play it, because, like, part of the reason... Because it's just like recently I felt like playing this again for whatever reason. And the reason was basically because I wanted to just get it out of the way. Thanks, Spyro! Get it out of the way so that I could go play Season of Flame on the channel after this.
Yeah, because you wanted to play Season of Flame.
Yeah, because, you know, obviously, like I said, I still love that game a lot. But I had to get through this shit heat first, so I had to practice it up so that I wouldn't be, you know, just dying nonstop and during the playthrough. But it's just like still, after like 2 or 3 playthroughs of this game, and it got maybe a little better in the first half, but the back half is just garbage.
Yeah. So, considering I doubt you're gonna do any sort of let's play of them, what do you think of the Legend of Spyro trilogy?
Okay, so here's the thing. I like some of the ideas of it, I guess. Like, I guess I like the concept of I don't know, kind of Spyro's backstory as being like the special purple dragon, and you know, I don't know, I guess the world of it and just kind of the tone. But the gameplay for me is just, and I love hack and slash spectacle fighter games a lot.
Really?
Like Lords of Shadow is Castlevania Lords of Shadow is one of my favorite games.
Really?
And
I heard that game was like garbage.
No, that's just Castlevania fans being pissy that they won't get more Metroidvania.
Oh,
the game itself is actually really good.
Okay.
And it's, yeah, well, yeah. And I really like the Bayonetta games, but when I played New Beginning, it just did nothing for me. It was one of the most boring, repetitive games I've ever played in my life. I tried to do a playthrough of it with Eric on Game Mavericks, but we got through Dante's Freezer, and I was just so bored that we dropped that playthrough because I just could not give a shit. I have beaten the game before, and it just did not do anything for me. And I know I played a little bit of Eternal Night on the Wii, and it wasn't any better. By the way, the graphics of the first two games.
Have you?
No, I have heard that that's the best one of the three.
That's what most people say.
Eternal Night is my least favorite Spyro game. It's I really like the story, but the gameplay is just so bullshit.
Yeah, I haven't actually played Eternal Night because I had the DS version as a kid and got soft locked somewhere and never played it again.
But yeah, for me, Dawn of the Dragon is probably like my fourth favorite Spyro game, behind the original three.
I need to replay Dawn of the Dragon again. But that was the one that was like multiplayer, wasn't it? Like a co-op game?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I played that with my mom as a kid.
It was basically a God of War clone.
Like, you know, I'll take God of War over whatever the hell New Beginning was.
That was just generic beat 'em up.
And I somehow got that thief. I got lucky.
No,
this is the wrong trophy. Oh, I forgot. I put the real trophy in my pocket for safekeeping. Thanks anyway.
You don't have pockets. He's wearing a toga.
Yeah, and isn't that always fun how all the thieves who steal fairies in this game, it's just like, oh no, he took my thing. Oh wait, that's not my thing. I have but the thing in my pocket. You can keep the thing you got from the thief.
It's like, okay.
I probably would have just killed the thief anyway, because, you know.
Yeah,
was that really
he's noisy and runs around, and I need all the fairies to finish the game.
Yeah, it's a Spyro game where someone's noisy and running around. You charge them just on instinct.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, another thing about the completion aspect of this game. The gems serve nearly no purpose, like actually getting all of them. As far as I'm aware, I don't think you need them to unlock the bonus minigame. I know you do in Flame, but I don't know if you do in this one. I mean, not that it matters. The bonus minigame shit.
Oh, we sound so name redacted.
So speedways, you guys hate them.
I want to kill myself.
This
sucks.
So here's okay. So I think we can all agree that the biggest problem with these is the gems.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. It's not even that they're really that hard, because I got through most of them my first or second try, even on hard mode. They're just not fun to play at all. Mm-hmm. And I would have much rather done anything else. And like the spawn locations in this one are just ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Like, how are you supposed to get all those in one try?
Yeah, that to me is my biggest complaint, is getting all the gems easily.
Yeah, and you can run into them and get fucked over.
Mm.
It's so dumb.
It's just, there's like no way to get all of these on your first try. That's the problem, is that reliably, despite having done a practice playthrough, I still had to play through the normal versions of these stages like 5 times to get all the gems. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's just fucking tedious. And like ahbeef just said, you don't... There's no good reason to collect gems outside of getting into the spark stages.
Right. Also, so it's like you're just wasting your time with this garbage for really no good reason aside from just obligation.
Yeah, was I the only one who was having trouble with the controls for these not being inverted? Like up is up and down is down?
Oh no.
No.
Yeah, I can't relate to that.
It was just fine for me.
Yeah.
I guess if you're very used to the speedways in the original trilogy, it can be an issue, but I don't know. It's it's front facing. It made sense to me.
Spyro 2 is my all-time most played PS1 game.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'd say it's 2. I'd say.
I think mine is
I'd say 3's up.
probably Pac-Man.
Yeah, I'd say
level.
3 is up there as well.
Actually, I don't know how much time I've put into Pac-Man because that's a game I speedrun, so it's probably
Like, if these speedways did not have gems, I
They'd be
think that they
fine.
would be a lot better.
yeah, no, they'd be like kind of annoying a little bit, but like passable.
Yeah.
I'd say at least on par with the Sparks levels,
I'd say
Yeah.
the Sparks.
which I found were
I think the
decent.
Sparks levels might arguably be the highlight of the game because it's the most.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I think I
was
agree.
thinking of that, actually,
It's
yeah.
the most accurate translation.
Yeah,
Well, more than that,
it
it's
has a
just like
little issue.
the actual Spyro gameplay in this is kind of garbage.
yeah,
And these, while I will defend kind of like the concept of these speedways, then you have the gems making them annoying to play. So just by default, I think the Sparks gameplay is probably the best.
yeah.
Yeah. But
just got all the
in
gems
terms
there.
in terms of like
Here's
the actual,
the fun thing: do the same mini boss twice in the same level. That's a great idea.
yeah, I mean, like just in terms of the concept of these stages, just like a forward-facing rail shooter where you shoot at stuff. I think that considering the limitations they had to work with, that was like a fine way to go about speedways in this game, just conceptually. If they
Yeah.
made a game that was like
is
nothing
he
but
so fast?
20, if they made a game that was like nothing but 20 or so of these kinds of stages, I would play it and probably like it if there were no gems and there was some more variety, you know, but you know, like just as is, I think it really is the gems and the fact that you have to do the hard mode too, just to fight the final boss. That is the problem here, because like you end up having to play this same thing over and over again, like 6 times, and it just gets so tedious. So I decided to
Not
fast
even
forward
worth.
because
Yeah,
we're,
not even worth. It's just the same thing with like slightly different.
Yeah, it's a
enemy
little bit trippy
placement.
when it's sped up.
well, it's not even. It's just a higher time limit.
I mean, well, yeah, because like the enemy placement's random anyway. So like, well,
Yeah.
except for the ones that the phase coming up here, this one. That's consistent, and I don't know if it changes for hard mode. I don't think it does, actually.
Like,
No.
would like a race? I'm wondering how a race would work and if that would be like doable in this kind of mode.
Most of the speedways didn't give me that much trouble, but the last one, I'll save my rant for it when we get there.
Oh
but
boy.
God,
Yeah.
we'll get there. We'll get there.